If your doctor has told you that your creatinine is creeping up, if your GFR has dropped lower than it used to be, or if you have been waking up at night to urinate, noticing foamy urine, swelling in your feet, or feeling drained for no clear reason, I want you to stop scrolling and stay with me for the next few minutes. Because the foods you put on your plate after 60 can either add more pressure to your kidneys or help take some of that pressure off. My name is Dr. William Lee, and today I want to talk to you honestly about something so many people over 60 are desperate to understand. Is there anything you can actually eat that may help support your kidneys and help bring creatinine in the right direction naturally? The answer is yes, but only if you do it the right way. And that is where so many people get misled online. There are videos promising to flush your kidneys overnight, reverse kidney damage in 3 days, or make creatinine fall instantly with one miracle drink. That is not what this is. I am not going to sell you fantasy. I am going to give you a practical, realistic, medically responsible discussion about 5 vegetables that can support kidney health, lower the overall burden on your kidneys, and help you build a smarter diet after 60. And I need you to stay all the way to the end, because one of these vegetables surprises almost everyone. In fact, many people assume it is bad for the kidneys, when in reality the real issue is not the vegetable itself, but how you prepare it and how much you eat. Before we get into the list, I want to ask you something. If you have been told your creatinine is high or your kidney function is lower than normal, leave a comment below with the stage or number your doctor gave you. It might be stage 2, stage 3, stage 4, or maybe you just know your creatinine has been rising. You are not the only one dealing with this, and sometimes seeing that other people are walking the same road can make a real difference. Now let's start with something important. Creatinine is a waste product your body makes naturally. Your kidneys are supposed to filter it out of the blood and remove it through your urine. When kidney function starts to decline, creatinine can build up. That does not mean food alone is the entire answer, but it does mean your daily diet can either help reduce stress on your kidneys or quietly make things worse. So let's talk about 5 vegetables your kidneys may be begging you to eat after 60. Vegetable number 1 is red cabbage. This is one of the most overlooked vegetables for kidney support, and that is a mistake. Red cabbage is affordable, easy to find, easy to prepare, and compared with many other vegetables, it is much friendlier for people who need to be careful about mineral load. One reason red cabbage stands out is that it is naturally lower in potassium than many vegetables people commonly overeat when trying to eat healthy. That matters because once kidney function starts declining, potassium can become harder to regulate. And when potassium climbs too high, it can become dangerous. Red cabbage is also relatively gentle when it comes to phosphorus, which matters because struggling kidneys can have a harder time clearing excess phosphorus from the blood. Over time, that can affect bone health and blood vessel health. But the real reason I like red cabbage is its deep color. That rich purple-red color comes from plant compounds that act like natural defenders in the body. These compounds help fight oxidative stress and inflammation plays a major role in the progression of kidney problems. When your kidneys are under constant inflammatory stress, they do not just work harder, they gradually become more vulnerable. Now here is the part most people miss. The way you cook red cabbage changes what you get from it. If you cook it until it turns limp, pale, and lifeless, you lose a lot of what makes it special. Light steaming or eating it raw in thin shreds gives you much more benefit. A simple red cabbage slaw with a little olive oil and lemon can do more for you than overcooking it into mush. And if you are over 60, simple matters. Foods only help if you will actually keep eating them. Red cabbage is one of those vegetables that can fit into real life. Vegetable number 2 is cauliflower. Now I know cauliflower does not sound exciting, but kidney support is not about finding the most glamorous food. It is about finding foods that do the most good with the least strain. Cauliflower is one of those foods. It is lighter than many starches, easier on the kidneys than a lot of processed side dishes, and incredibly versatile. If you are trying to reduce the burden on your kidneys, replacing heavier, saltier, more processed foods with cauliflower can be a smart move. Cauliflower also contains plant compounds that help the body defend itself against oxidative damage. And that matters because your kidneys are packed with tiny filtering structures that are sensitive to damage over time. Once those filters are injured, your body does not simply replace them like new parts in a machine. That is why protecting what kidney function you still have is so important. There is another reason cauliflower is useful after 60. It can help you reduce dependence on foods that often cause trouble, like processed breads, boxed sides, salty frozen meals, and heavy starches. Mashed cauliflower, roasted cauliflower, and even cauliflower rice can help people clean up their diet without feeling deprived. But preparation matters here too. A lot of people drown cauliflower in cheese sauce, canned soup mixtures, or salty seasoning packets. That defeats the purpose. If you want kidney support, roast it with a little olive oil, garlic, and herbs, or steam it lightly and season it simply. You want the vegetable helping your kidneys, not getting buried under sodium. Vegetable number 3 is garlic, and this is where some people get surprised. Garlic is not just there to make vegetables taste better. It may be one of the most useful ingredients you can add to your meals when you are trying to protect kidney health naturally. Why? Because garlic helps in areas that matter deeply for the kidneys. It supports a healthier inflammatory response in the body, and it can be useful in a heart-smart, blood pressure-conscious diet. That matters because high blood pressure is one of the biggest reasons kidney function worsens over time. If your blood pressure is constantly elevated, the tiny blood vessels in the kidneys are under pressure day after day after day. Garlic also gives food flavor without relying on salt. And that is a huge advantage after 60. Many people with kidney concerns are told to reduce sodium, but then their food becomes so bland that they give up. Garlic makes it easier to eat in a kidney-friendlier way without feeling punished. But here is the trick almost nobody tells you. If you chop or crush garlic and immediately throw it into a hot pan, you lose some of the very compounds that make it valuable. A better approach is to chop or crush it first, then let it sit for a few minutes before cooking. That simple pause can help preserve more of what makes garlic beneficial. And please hear this part carefully. Garlic is not a medication replacement. If you are taking blood thinners, or you have been told to follow a very specific medical diet, you should always check with your doctor before making major changes. The goal here is not to be reckless. The goal is to be strategic. Before I go to vegetables 4 and 5, if this is helping you, take 1 second and tap the like button. It may seem small, but that simple action helps this information reach more people over 60 who are scared about their lab results and do not know where to start. And if you want more straightforward, practical health guidance like this, subscribe and turn on the bell, because the next video may be the one that answers the question you have been stressing about for weeks. Now let's keep going, because the next 2 vegetables are some of the most useful ones you can put on your plate. Vegetable number 4 is red bell pepper. Red bell peppers are one of my favorite examples of a food that gives you a lot while asking very little from your kidneys. They are bright, naturally sweet, refreshing, and packed with supportive nutrients. One of the biggest advantages of red bell peppers is that they bring powerful antioxidant support. And after 60, that matters even more. As we age, the body becomes more vulnerable to oxidative stress, and the kidneys are no exception. The blood vessels that feed the kidneys and the tissues inside them do better when you consistently eat foods that help defend against that wear and tear. Red bell peppers are also helpful because they add flavor, crunch, and satisfaction without leaning on the things kidney patients often need to watch more carefully. That means they can help you build meals that feel enjoyable, not restrictive. And there is another hidden benefit. When people start eating more vegetables like red bell peppers, they often end up crowding out packaged foods, cured meats, chips, canned soups, and convenience meals. That shift alone can make a meaningful difference, because many of the foods that quietly sabotage kidney health are not the obvious desserts. They are the salty, processed, everyday foods people barely think about. If you want the most from red bell peppers, eat them raw sometimes, slice them and keep them in the fridge, add them to salads, eat them with a simple dip that is not overloaded with salt. If you cook them, do not overdo it. Gentle cooking is better than cooking them until they collapse. And now we come to vegetable number 5, and this one raises a lot of questions. Vegetable number 5 is asparagus. Asparagus has a strange reputation. Some people hear it as a natural diuretic and assume that must be bad for the kidneys. Others avoid it because they have heard mixed opinions and do not know what to believe. Here is the simple truth. For many people, asparagus can absolutely fit into a kidney-conscious diet, and it brings some real advantages when used wisely. Asparagus contains helpful antioxidants and plant nutrients that support the body's natural defenses. It also fits well into lighter, cleaner meals, which can be useful when you are trying to reduce dietary stress on the kidneys. And for people who are retaining fluid or feeling puffy, foods that support a healthier fluid balance can be part of a broader strategy, as long as your doctor has not told you otherwise. But this is where I need to be balanced and careful. Asparagus is not for mindless overeating. If you have advanced kidney disease, if your potassium has been running high, or if you are on medications that affect fluid and electrolyte balance, you need individualized guidance. The right food for one person can be the wrong food for another, depending on labs, stage, and medications. That said, for many adults over 60, asparagus can be a smart inclusion when it is prepared simply. Steam it lightly. Roast it with a little olive oil and herbs. Do not drown it in heavy sauces, processed cheese, or restaurant-level salt. The vegetable itself is often not the problem. What gets poured on top of it is the problem. Now let me tell you something that may be even more important than the 5 vegetables themselves. A healthy vegetable can still work against you if you prepare it the wrong way. If you take a kidney-friendly vegetable and load it with salt, processed seasoning blends, canned cream sauces, bacon grease, or cheese-heavy toppings, you can undo the benefit fast. If you eat giant portions assuming that healthy means unlimited, that can also backfire. And if you are eating the right vegetables while still living on deli meats, instant noodles, fast food, sugary drinks, and ultra-processed snacks, you are sending your kidneys mixed messages every day. This is why kidney support is never about one miracle food. It is about patterns. The right vegetables help because they support the pattern. They help lower the dietary burden. They help improve the quality of your plate. They help you replace foods that are far more damaging over time. So if you are over 60 and you want to start helping your kidneys naturally, here is the practical takeaway. Add red cabbage. Add cauliflower. Use fresh garlic often. Eat red bell peppers regularly. Include asparagus when it fits your medical situation. Prepare them simply. Be careful with salt. Stop turning healthy vegetables into sodium bombs. And remember that consistency beats intensity every single time. You do not need to eat perfectly. You do need to eat intentionally. And if you are sitting there worried because your creatinine has been rising, hear me clearly. A higher creatinine number is not something to ignore, but it is also not a reason to panic. It is a reason to pay attention. It is a reason to work with your doctor, understand your labs, manage blood pressure and blood sugar, stay properly hydrated if your doctor allows it, and build meals that support your kidneys instead of burdening them. If this video helped you, comment below and tell me which of these 5 vegetables you are going to start eating more often. And if there is someone in your life over 60 who is worried about kidney function, share this with them. It may be exactly the information they needed to hear today. Take care of your kidneys now, and they will work harder for you later.